Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true.
Sometimes I cry.
Oh! Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hi everyone, it's the Drunken Peasants, and this is episode 1066.
Order 66. 10 of them.
What is number? I've never seen a value menu get up to 66.
Oh. Order 66 in Star Wars is when they killed all the Jedi.
Is that what it is?
That's Order 66.
Okay, I remember that. I just didn't remember the number, so that kind of threw me off. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is 1066. Everyone like the stream. We'll get into the content in just a moment. We had a cool private show last night. If you're a patron, go check it out. If you're not a patron, sign up, watch it, and then watch actual Mania. The Survivor scam, or no, the Summer scam.
Summer scam.
The Summer scam.
Actual Mania. It's heating up to be maybe the last Summer scam with Egghead as champion.
Wow, you're calling it.
I don't know.
You're
I don't
calling
know.
it.
The egg is cracking. I heard earlier the Egghead's yolk free. He's going to be an egg white supremacist.
He's pretty fried so far.
He's
about to be scrambled.
It's rough right now. Out of the frying pan into the fryer for Egghead versus Andy Dick with this menace, Honest Red stirring the pot. I don't know if I trust him with the referee uniform.
Yeah, this is going to be something else. It'll happen tomorrow, probably around, I don't know, like 5-ish p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
So check that out.
Zero Ron, don't go with this stolen valor. Your video submission didn't make me quit. Your video submission last night showed that hideous woman Janice treating my buddy like crap, and I wasn't going to sit there and watch it. Everybody's seen that clip. It's super popular. And that witch Janice was... If you guys haven't seen it, go get $5 Patreon and watch it.
Yeah.
Last night's episode was fun-diddly-umptious.
Yeah, Billy tried to leave, but he couldn't leave because of the gate. So
The dog door. I didn't want to break it. I was like, thought if I hit this button, it would unfold, but it didn't. So I was like, if I mess around, this thing's going to break. I don't want to break it.
Everyone sign up for Patreon so we can meet our goal. We're at 409 last time I looked. Let's see where we are. Getting really close. And hopefully we can meet this goal sometime next month, which I think it's looking that way. I'm checking in on it right now.
Like this stream, everybody. I don't know if you're sitting at home with your fingers on, I don't know, a different button other than the like button.
We are now 40 away. We were so far away. We were like over 100 away at one point.
So close.
Yep. So yeah, hook us up. We understand times are tough. So if you just want to throw us $1, if you really can't afford the $5, you can throw us $1 through PayPal on Patreon, and you can join the fine people in the fan chat, the chat that's in between us here. $5 gets you other stuff. And actually, the $10 patrons are about to get some content tonight immediately following this show. We're going to go do our monthly review. We watched Doom Generation last time, and then I realized that is the second part of a 3-part series. So we're going to go back and watch the first one tonight. So check that out later tonight, all the $10 patrons.
Tarantino style. It's all cut out of sequence. We also, like, it says here the goal has negative 3 hours to go. That's not true.
Yeah,
this goal will last all week.
Yeah.
So please send money to the goal so that we can become big, healthy, tall, rich boys with skullets.
Whew, it is hot.
Yeah, it's
guys.
really warm.
Oh man, it's warm here. We're gonna get into the fun stuff. So today, Chris Chan had to go into court, and I guess it was determined that he or they are gonna have to go up in front of a grand jury.
Oh my gosh.
And I think the grand jury is going to have to decide what's going on with the evidence and if, like, what the charges should be, like, officially. So the next thing is we'll learn the official charges and we'll learn, like, what kind of plea is being given and all of that.
Will that be on video or will that?
No, I don't think so. Unfortunately, I wish. There was actually a change.org petition to stream it live on the internet.
Let's get the TV cameras in there. Somebody should blow up True TV and make them get in on this now.
The judge has to agree to it. It's not a federal trial, so it could have a camera in it, but I don't know. I don't know how every state is different and every judge is different. So
I like how Christine went and got this charge just to prove to the world that she had sex.
kind of like Kalo. So these Christorians, they're just insane, and they called the court in Virginia to figure out, to get like the publicly available information, and there's a recording of the call. Here it is.
It's located at 12 Ford Avenue, Standardsville, Virginia. The office is located at 85 Standard Street, Standardsville, Virginia. Office hours are
It's the recorded, like, phone prompt.
4:15 p.m. Please hold.
I do want to say the voice of this caller was kind of weird.
She has the same cadence and accent as Christine.
Well, I mean the actual
The
like caller.
Yeah, the lady taking the phone.
Assist you. Transferring to an attendant.
Oh, here we go.
Please.
Why is Joe no longer invited on the pod? Free Joe.
We kicked him off. No, today's his birthday, Jonathan.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, today's Joe's birthday.
Woo!
Send us
But
donos for his
range-filled promo
birthday.
has been sent.
Silent but range-filled
we
promo.
We know.
What are you, a silent but deadly fart, egghead? Happy birthday, Joe.
Green District Court, this is Sarah. How can I help you?
Hi, I was calling about the standards about the Chandler case.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
The Chandler case.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm calling from CWCville.
It's been certified a grand jury.
Thank you very much.
Certified grand jury.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
So that's what that was.
The nasal, like, there's like a problem with that person's nasal
I don't know
passage.
what was going on with that. Yeah.
Were they
when I
putting
first
on a
read it,
voice?
At first I was like, is Chris Chan calling themselves?
The calls are coming from inside the house.
I thought we'd watch a few videos that have reacted to this just to get some other takes on this. A quick recap of this. I'll just skip this.
This is Sarah. How can I
Dun,
It's-
dun.
It's been certified a grand jury.
Thank you very much.
That's not a real voice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
But
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Is this Chris Chan versus EDP?
no, it's Chris Chan versus Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, apparently.
Okay, so I didn't see it going this way, but you know, probably should have. The other day I said I wanted to throw Chris into the ring with a judge today, and I thought who better than good old Uncle Phil, so enjoy the gameplay in the background. It's pretty
Uncle Phil was a judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
stellar match, if I must say so myself.
Ooh.
But
He was a
I know
lawyer
why
first
you're
and then
here.
became a judge.
You all know why you're here. It's to find out what the fuck
He was the
happened with
voice of
Chris
Shredder, right?
today. And ladies and gentlemen, what happened with Chris today is he's going to trial. He is not getting out any.
Yeah, because there was a lot of speculation that Chris was just going to get out coming up here, and that's not the case. I thought they'd be like, oh, you know, you're crazy, time served, you've done a year. But no, they're going to throw the book hard at Chris Chan. Chris Chan is about to get slapped with the book
time soon, and they are taking
Watching this makes me wish we had Uncle Phil versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania in the
all
early
way.
90s.
So if you need to know more about what this means, I'll get to it in a little bit, but just wow. Like I am kind of stunned here because, like I said, now it's everyone thought we were going to see the homeless saga next.
What?
No, we're going to be seeing the full-scale prison saga most likely, because they, as you saw in the beginning of the video, someone called in and they said it's been certified to a grand jury. Now, after looking that up and seeing what that means in the state of Virginia, that means that 5 to 7 people are going to be on a jury to decide Chris's fate here, to decide what the fuck happened and what should be done with Chris. Now, like I said, I'm kind of at a loss for words here because, like I said, I foolishly thought that they would just be like, all right, yeah, time served, let him out with a slap on the wrist, but fuck me, that is not what's going to happen.
I mean, Chris Chan does have a history, like a criminal history already, with assault being one of the charges, so I guess there really is no reason to be totally understanding and merciful.
Are we sure they're not going to be merciful? Is that what going to a grand jury means for sure, or is that
no?
just...
Well, going to a grand jury means like there's going to be charges filed more than likely, and they just need to determine what they are. And
Chris Chan fucked around and found out literally.
Yeah, and then there might be like a plea deal or something where Chris Chan will have to plead guilty for a lesser charge or whatever, but looks like Chris Chan's not getting out anytime soon.
Tonight I dine on Chandler's soup.
And
Says
a
Uncle
lot
Phil.
of people, I see a lot of speculation already on like Kiwi Farms and shit that when Chris heard this news, he must have had one big fucking freak out.
She must have had one big fucking freak out.
Yeah, I picture an egghead level freak out. I'm done.
This is all speculation right now. There's no
Surprised
proof of
Egghead's
that.
not in here giving us spoilers on Uncle Phil and Chris Chan's match.
You know, do you ever sit and think about Egghead, or not Egghead, Chris Chan in prison? Like, what do you think Chris Chan's interactions have been with other people in prison?
I think there's a lot of people in prison who like look at the weird people and stay away from them. So it's probably all the other weird people.
So I think technically this would fall as like a sex offense. I don't know much about prison for sure, but don't they give like sex offenders different colored jumpsuits or something in prison?
I've heard that, but it's different from place to place.
Yeah.
It's weird. Some prisons still have the black and white stripes.
That is very strange.
And then you'll have like the
Hamburglar.
Yeah, you'll have the orange suits. You'll have the khaki tan suits. It's weird.
Yeah. I remember one time I was watching Orange is the New Black, and like different people had different colored jumpsuits depending on what they were in for. And then the sex offenders had like a different colored one.
There's a good chance that the prisoners are in there and getting like the first-hand lolcow cringe that we get, and they're loving it because it's so boring in there.
Do you think Chris has gotten some booty while he was in there?
I don't really know protocol.
Oh no, it's not protocol. They're not supposed to be doing it, but they do.
I mean, like prison protocol, like it really depends on the place. Like, just Christine walks in there. Does anybody want to have sex with Christine?
Maybe.
I don't know. She seems pretty happy in her letters.
I don't get that. I don't see happiness.
Well, I see
cope. I see desperation.
I don't see hopelessness. I see a lot of high hopes in those letters, which makes me think they're not broken, right?
Oh, they were already broken.
Yeah, but she hasn't been broken by prison. Her stride is still strong.
Because they were already broken. You can't break something more than like when it's already broken.
There's a good chance that she's in there making like prison comic books. And they all love it. They're like, "Oh, this shit's great. Make another issue." It's like really the biggest thing in prison is boredom, and Christine at least offers content. Even to the prisoners, I think they probably picked up on that.
You think Chris Chan has had to like join the Aryan Nation
No,
like, and sit with all the other whites because they like because prisoners like racially segregate themselves from each other.
I really would have to look at the makeup of the prison system.
I'm guessing
that they're
it's a
in.
lot of minorities,
I've
like
no
it is pretty much anywhere.
I have no idea the exact dichotomy. Like I know when Shkreli was in prison, it was a more hardcore prison. Everybody thought he was in. I think he got shipped out to Pennsylvania, and
It was federal
Vermont.
though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris would go to a state prison.
Yeah, everybody was like, "You went to like some club fed," and he was like, "No, I was in the shit."
No.
But even
he didn't
in
get the Martha Stewart treatment.
Even in the shit, I think the majority of everything is you either get on people's nerves or you make people laugh.
Chris Chan is definitely the type of person that gets on people's nerves.
Unless people laugh at her, like I feel like she has this air of entertainment about her. She might not be. She might be like better than what's on TV.
The entertainment is when other people talk about her. Her directly is insufferable. Like
the delusions are pretty entertaining. I don't. It really depends on the prison. The
I think you're
probably,
imagining a prison full of you, like a bunch of you in the prison.
No, not at all. I'm literally just judging on. It's like everybody's
$10
there for so
patron.
long, and everything is so boring that you look for reasons to laugh. And if Christine can put up with the jokes thrown at her and sass back a little bit, she might just be like a new form of television. It just really depends on her attitude towards everybody.
Here's a little more. Someone else talking about. I just
Egghead?
Basically, I just saw these videos and I'm like, hey, we'll get these other people's takes on it. So this is Graham O'Keefe.
Hey everybody, Graham here.
It is Egghead.
Graham O'Keefe.
As I mentioned in a previous video, today is the day of Chris Chan's court date. And it should have happened by now. And several people are reporting that the case is being moved to circuit court and Chris will be in front of a grand jury at some point. I did not see this coming. This means that the prosecutors have either added more charges or they're bumping Chris's incest charge up to a felony.
That's a max of 10 years.
Are we sure that's what that means? Is it possible they're just trying to decide exactly what they have to charge Chris with? Because I heard a rumor that they didn't have any. Like Christine was saying that there was no proof that what she was talking about was all coerced, like blabbering, and no actual, not actually what was happening. It was like it was all for entertainment, and that Barb was not in a mental state to cooperate, so they might not have anything to charge her with. Is it possible this could just be going to a higher level to define exactly what the charges can be?
Where's the source of your information?
It was just people talking online.
No.
And that's all we really know at this point. We don't even know that this is true. This is just, it's been reported by several people who claim to have called the courthouse.
I got a message from somebody today, and they said they heard that Christine was getting out today.
Well, that people were speculating that partially because they were Christine was writing in some of her letters that they thought they were getting out soon. But this grand jury stuff, it does indicate that there's probably either the severity of the charges are being stepped up, or they've added new charges. But they might get a plea deal where they can plead down to the misdemeanor charge instead of the felony charge, but we'll see.
One of those people is Kenneth Engelhart, a.k.a. Kangol. So he, I guess, is, reasonably tight with Chris. So what he says would seem to carry some weight. But this is all very...
where they... Kangelhart. I'm not sure who that is. I think they're like a troll that's close to Chris Chan.
At this point. And until we get definitive word one way or the other, we still don't actually know. But since it's been reported by multiple sources who all claim to have called, and one of those sources is Kangol, It seems to me that this is pretty, well, at least somewhat likely.
It says here that if you get arrested for a serious crime, any federal charge
They're
that
going
amounts
for
to a
that
felony.
grape soda charge back.
Gotta get that soda charge, that 5-cent return on your bottle. It says prosecutors first have to prove to the members of the grand jury that there is a probable cause to believe that you committed the crime. If the prosecutor cannot show this, then you will be released and no charges will be filed. However, if the prosecutor can show that there is probable cause to believe that you committed the crime, then you will be indicted and the criminal process will continue. So the idea that they're going here to see exactly what crime is there is a viable possibility. So that could be what they're doing. They could be breaking down exactly what the charges are. And Christine's side could be saying, look, what my client said was bullshit. She's talking about third dimensional Sonichu sex parties. Like we don't, not whatever goes on in her mind is delusion. We have proof of this. And the mother has absolutely no recollection of any of this. What crime is there? And the grand jury will be like, we have to figure out what the crime is. So that's very much a possibility at this point. And they'll go to a grand jury just to figure that out. So it's not a necessary bad thing, but it is the gateway to whether there will be federal charges, right?
It wouldn't be federal. It would be state.
Well, grand jury of the state then.
Yeah, I don't think it's a federal case.
Well,
Look
hello
at this guy.
everyone. I had planned on this video tomorrow and planned on a light subject day.
Why does this guy remind me of a JRC3?
He doesn't look like him at all.
His voice cadence. Hello, everybody.
Maybe he's from Pennsylvania. I don't know.
But we have news. Chris Chan has went to court. I knew that was going to happen.
I knew.
But I was actually kind of surprised.
Yeah, he might be from the same area. He does have a similar accent.
He's going to trial. Yes. The grand jury saw the evidence. And
no, the grand jury thing hasn't happened yet.
if they offered him a plea, he refused.
I don't think
this is all bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think he was offered a plea
all of
yet.
these people are highly speculative, and they have an outcome that they want. The very first one called, "This is the beginning of the prison saga." Like, everybody here is painting a picture, and what a very viable possibility could be is that they don't know what they could charge Christine with, and the grand jury is going to have to make that decision, and then they're going to have to go to either release Christine or go to the grand jury charges and carry on.
Now,
that's really all it is.
Wisdom among all the creators looking at his charges versus the time that he's already been held, we've all been saying time served. But, I've been on jury duty, and I was a candidate for the grand jury, but I wasn't picked by lot.
Okay.
I was been to jury duty and I was a candidate, but they said, no, sorry, you are too slow and you have a dot on your house and you can't go near a public school.
Now, the way they explain that to me, like in our state, each state is going to have a little bit of its own idiosyncrasies in the law. But I'm going to say that likely Kentucky and Virginia is very similar. The grand jury can also recommend a higher or a lower charge.
Uh-huh.
And in this case, it looks as they're offering a higher charge. Because
Why?
he's already spent the time in for the misdemeanor offense.
Yeah. If Chris was charged with the misdemeanor, then the time served would already be enough.
Oh, so that's probably the real reason they're going here.
But the felony is like 10 years max.
Yeah.
So.
And they're probably not going to... I don't see them finding any actual evidence. Maybe they have some bombshell evidence.
If Barb is willing to testify and say that it did happen...
There's speculation that she's in dementia care right now. I've heard that from a few people talking. I don't know the full deal, but
in Chris Chan's recent letters, they talk about Barb as if Barb's home still, just hanging out at home.
It looks like
so I don't know I don't know where
They're going to hit him with a
Do you
big
think
R.
Christine can be in contact with Barb, no problem, like throughout all this? You think they have an open line of dialogue, or?
Well, some people have gone. I don't know. There might be a no contact thing. I don't know. I do know that weirdos that have gone around their home have seen Barb like walking in and out. Like Barb still like drives to the grocery store and stuff like that. So I don't know. They could be making it up, and it might not be true. But people have like gone by the house, and Barb's still there, according to people who claim to have gone by there.
Yes, it does. It looks like that because they scheduled this for a trial, it looks like they're going to up the charge to grape. And we're not talking knee-high. No, we're not.
To grape.
Now, Chris Chan's mother is 80 years old. Now, like in our state, many times a grand jury can tie the hands of the prosecutor with a recommendation. Now, once again...
So, yeah, it's possible that the prosecutor's like, oh, I want to go for the felony grape charge. And then the grand jury could be like, no, only the misdemeanor charge or whatever.
Oh, we ain't talking knee-high.
The courts don't like to waste time.
Well,
So, this is why it's not going to go through a kabuki theater and then get dismissed. They're serious.
They're serious.
We don't have a court date yet for the trial to start. That'll be on the docket when, the circuit that he's in prints their docket. So
the video's so shaky.
This pre-trial judge
So is the logic behind the conversation he's giving.
is going
It's
to
all
flip
shaky.
this to a different circuit in Virginia.
Let's go into a different circuit.
If you're a fan of, even if you don't like Christine personally, if you're a fan of the weird content that is created because of their existence, you would want them to go. You would hope that this didn't happen and that they would go free, so that more content would happen. But
I don't really care either way. If she gets charged because she did grape jelly to her mama, then goodbye. If she gets out, then it's like, well, I hope that the system has an eye on her and keeps her from doing weird shit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they got a confession out of them. I don't know.
I mean, would a confession even hold up?
Yeah.
Because she's so delusional.
Yes, I believe it was.
And then that circuit will set the date. And I believe, from what I heard, his case will be decided of a jury of 5 to 7 of his peers. And he was actually taken to a mental institution to try to get him to where he could behave himself in court. So this is going to be a circus. Now, Virginia does not have cameras in court. Sorry. But this is where Chris Chan stands now. He is in jail. And he is waiting trial on what will be a felony charge. Now,
he seems really happy about it.
Felony charge. This guy reminds me of like the weird people that over fixated on Onision.
Yeah.
And like they would be these gremlins that would sit in their house and it's so soon he's gonna go to prison for all the kidnappings. Or like
all the kidnappings.
This weird girl the other night, I seen her on a podcast and she said something about Onision was the YouTube R. Kelly. It's
that
like,
was Blair White that said that.
Okay. She was on with like this grandpa. They were doing like a podcast.
That was Chris Hansen.
Oh, well, Chris Hansen.
This weird girl.
Chris Hansen was full of shit too.
Oh yeah.
These people are all speculative bullshitters. Come on. We all know anything that happens to Chris, we'll know when the courts tell us. We don't know the depths of it. We haven't seen the evidence. If there's hardcore evidence that Christine really did some stuff to their mom, I'm sure the courts will figure that out.
Let's see what this next one is.
Hi everybody, I hope you guys are having a great day. I had to do a few things before I was actually able to talk about this that was personal. So I apologize.
I feel like
getting,
every single one of these commentators have bought a dirty pair of underwear off of like a OnlyFans.
They have a Belle Delphine bathwater.
Right? They all have that air to them that they like stinky, dirty e-girl smut.
Out there just a little late.
And Batman.
But I actually...
He looks like he's a legit DC fan. All the stuff I see around is DC.
He has all the characteristics of a DC fan. The Batman posters, the weird neck beard.
They have Action Comics #1 in the back there. The holy grail of comic collecting.
Kingle Englehart. And I know him, and I basically texted him. And I asked him because I know he's kind of basically my source for Christian. And I wanted to verify before saying anything out there. So I didn't want to put anything out. So what is happening, to my knowledge, and I do believe I said this but I didn't do it like exactly how they would do it, but he's going to be placed before a grand jury. Chris Chan is not getting out.
That's not what that means.
The prosecutor...
Chris Chan is not getting out today.
Okay, yeah.
Because there was speculation that he was going to get out today. At least that's where I thought this guy was saying. But
Yeah, that could be what was said. There's definitely people who thought that Christine was getting out today.
Either has either new evidence to add on to its charges, or what's happening is the prosecutor is going to, instead of making the incest a misdemeanor, he's going to bump it up to a felony.
They're going to define the charges because time served for a misdemeanor has already ran through. They're going to define the charges to see if they have something to take up to a higher crime, or else they're going to let Christine go. It's that simple.
So now Christian has a really, really horrible good chance that he...
Horrible good chance?
Man, you know how much I love Christine, right? For the longest time, the simple thought of Christine made me sick.
Yeah.
And the second I came around to Christine, I was going to go visit Christine and buy her steak dinners.
In Bellevue.
I was going to be like a sweet boy. On my birthday, I was going to try and spend it with Christine. Before that could happen, she gets locked up for banging her mom, right?
Yeah.
It's been a roller coaster for my affections toward Christine Weston Chandler. But right here, right now, these people are making me a big Christine Weston Chandler fan because these are miserable people.
Possibly going to be spending either 10 years in a federal institution.
Is it federal?
As a jail. Or he has 10 years in a state hospital, or to be, and now what the lawyers are going to be doing is they are going to try to say Chris Chan is not competent. They are going to be like, hey, you see these letters and these people talking about him? Because he's claiming he's God.
Yeah, I wonder if Chris Chan's lawyer was like, yeah, keep writing these letters.
Write another letter.
About how you're Jesus.
He's not fit to stand trial. So his prosecutors are going to do that instead of say, oh yeah, oh, he didn't do this. Oh, he was on that phone call, you need to just erase that from memory because that phone call is going to be that they're going to try to say that phone call with Isabella is admissible. Meaning he can't.
Inadmissible.
Did he say admissible?
Admissible.
That's like a Keenism. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that is inadmissible. I don't know. That's the strongest evidence that they have that we're aware of.
And it's hard to use that as evidence when Christine says crazy shit all the time.
Isabella Janky.
He can't.
Admissible.
Use that against him. But also the letters that he used and said,
By the way, Christina just crowdfunded a trip to Washington. Crowdfunded like $4,000 or something like that.
I think it was over 5.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, at the time, it was the redemption arc. People
Yeah.
were liking Christine again. Christine was on an upward trend. I think content was being made, the comics and everything.
Yep.
The fan base was starting to engage with Christine. And then, boom, the mom bomb got dropped.
at the very beginning, that could be used against him. And they're going to fight to get those to not be seen in front of a grand jury. So, Christian's definitely not getting out. I honestly, I think a lot of people are shook that this is actually happening. Because
why?
I think a lot of people, including myself,
I'm shook.
seen this man constantly get a slap on the wrist. Just constantly. And so, you know, we kind of figured that as sucky as it's going to be, that's probably what's going to happen. Especially since they didn't say anything about bumping it up to a felony incest case. That's the reason why a lot of people were thinking he's just going to get out.
Okay,
You know.
she's probably just going to get out because the only reason they're going to the grand jury is to find if they have more charges. And if they haven't been able to put a case together for the misdemeanor to convict her, they are probably just spinning their wheels, and this is the last-ditch effort to have Christine released. Because the grand jury's going to have to look at the evidence and see what exact charges are there and the implications of which. And we could have had the charges filed for the misdemeanor throughout the entire last year. But they didn't.
Well, the courts are all backed up because of COVID. There's trials for crimes that happened years ago that are just now going to trial.
As time served, because a misdemeanor is a year in jail. Period. Anything longer.
And there was that point where they put Chris in the nut house for a little while. The rumor with that is that Chris was learning how to behave in court. I don't know if that's true, but
How to behave in court at the nut house or what?
yes, yeah, through therapy and stuff, because Christian has very little self-control, and you
Your
can't
Honor.
you can't do that. You can't
Your
just blurt
Honor,
out.
I will cooperate if I'm afforded my Legos from
Yeah.
home.
No, it's more felony kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, once Christine learns the word objection,
Objection
hearsay.
Objection, Your Honor.
yeah, I mean,
This would never stand in Quickville.
And I'm wondering if his mental hospital stay will come to bite him in the behind. I mean, because obviously he was trying to get out of there for 3 months, and they said, "Oh, okay, he's good enough to go." So what I'm thinking is they're going to say he's competent to stand trial, and we put him back into the jail. He's quirky, he's this and that, he's on the spectrum, but, it's, to me, this is new territory, and I'm betting Christian is flipping out, because in all his letters lately, he's been saying, I'm gonna get out, and I guarantee
I'm betting
he's
on Christine
flipping
getting out. My money's on Christine getting released.
When?
After they go to the grand jury, they're not going to have charges. They're going to say, "Yeah, we don't know what to do. Time served misdemeanor. It's not going to be a felony. Get out."
So your theory is that Christian will be released when the grand jury thing is done.
Yeah, I feel if they had any sort of evidence, it would have been dealt with already.
I don't know. I don't know if the speed of it is an indication of anything, because I do know court systems are all backed up.
I say,
I don't know.
in my no Christian, I will, if he's in there, if he's in there like he's now going to be, that new letter that from after court is going to be him just losing his ever-loving mind, and it's going to be internet gold.
It's gonna be internet
this
gold.
Is a human being.
So someone just said that won't happen. They wouldn't recommend a grand jury if they aren't sure if they have a case. That isn't how it works.
Well, Coast, I'm pretty sure I just looked up the grand jury recommendation, and they take you to a grand jury to see if the charges are worth elevating from misdemeanor, and if they're not, they either let you go or they charge you with the higher charges. We just looked that up on the show. So I don't know if you have some other information that I wasn't privy to, but that's what I literally just looked up while we were live. So maybe that was wrong, but I'm just going off of what I just read. We got Menriki in chat saying, I think it's best for Chris to go to a mental hospital for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his
He's
life.
a danger to himself and everyone else. I don't know if it's necessarily a mental hospital or a mental hospital, but maybe like an in-care 24-hour...
Like a group home?
Like a group home with full-time visual watch under 24-hour care. I do feel like that is probably a good idea, a group home. I do think Christine is a danger to herself and people around her to an extent. I don't know how much of an extent. I don't know if it's that bad, but it is definitely important that we follow her from here on out. That she's in the system, I think is good. I hope the system keeps tabs on her. And I don't think she can go out and just get a job and work a regular life. And I don't know if they'll let her back at home with Barb.
That we are talking about. This is a person that obviously a reprehensible individual, but they still need to be proven guilty in a court of law. No matter what he says.
Why do I feel like most of these commentators are only mad at Christine because their idea of incest is with a younger family member?
Oh, we already watched this one.
Irrehensible. It's irrehensible.
Hey everybody, so I wanted to do a quick Nowhere Land Q&A video. Nowhere Land, if you don't know, is my Chris Chan concept.
My guy's got a
Listen to
fucking
this.
Narnia toy in the background.
Listen to what he says here, because it's insane.
Don't know is my Chris Chan concept album.
He's doing a Chris Chan concept album.
That progressive rock concept album that I wrote, recorded, and released earlier this year, built around the notorious, infamous, legendary internet personality that is Christian Weston Chandler. It's gotten a very strong and very positive response, and I really appreciate that. And if you haven't heard it yet, I strongly encourage you to go check it out. It's available on every major streaming service. So anyway, got a user question. And by the way, there are a couple user questions in the backlog that I still want to answer. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to send them in. I love talking about the work and kind of...
I have to wonder what this album sounds like.
Elaborating on things and everything.
Probably
so if you have
decent.
questions, I'm happy to answer them.
I know who this guy is. He's been making videos forever, and he was in a band and made music at one point. He also says he has like Asperger's.
No.
He's his music, he seemed good enough at playing music.
He's got a Narnia toy in the background, so
I know.
I judge him.
Some questions in the backlog that I'm going to get to eventually, but this one seemed like one that was very pertinent and very worth
It's metal. It's a metal
very worth
album.
Answering right away. So I wanted to go ahead and get into it. It's a user named Eats a Lot of Puss. Says, enjoying the album, do you feel Nowhere Land is just a further exploitation of Chris? Either way, I like it and I'm on board. I am just wondering about the irony.
I did watch some of this video already, and he's kind of like, well, I don't exploit Chris. Other people do, though, is basically what he says here.
Parentheses, hypocrisy, question mark, of some of the lyrics.
Oh, that is a
I am
Nintendo
not very
Virtual
far in,
Boy up
so
there, isn't it?
Forgive me if
Yes.
this is addressed in the subject
I hate
matter.
this camera angle.
It is addressed in the subject matter, but that's still a good question to
it should be
talk
way higher.
about. And especially because
He's probably 5'6", but he looks like Peter Steele, like he's a 7-foot tall metal monster because of this
first
angle.
of all, the question of whether or not this was exploitative of Chris, I was something that was very much on my mind as I was doing this. As much as I had this great idea, this burst of inspiration, and got down to writing and recording and got into a lot of fun and excitement about that, I was also very conscious and very much of the mindset of not wanting to, of checking myself on like, wait, this is not a fictional person you've created. This is not a deceased person. This is a still living person, and
okay.
How is what think about how what you're saying affects them. And the most important thing in my mind, and what I put in the forefront of my mind, was that this has now gone into the realm of being a true crime story. This is not just me randomly trying to come up with, this is not just me randomly coming up with something new and funny to throw at Chris Chan and get a response or something like that, like a troll. This issue has now moved into the realm of crime and public interest because of the criminal element of it. And so for that reason, I think that is what merits the discussion, especially from an artistic standpoint. Also because it was my intention to move forward with a very artistically minded tone. This is not meant to be mocking and ridiculing of Chris. There are sections where that occurs, though, and which is inevitable if you're going to tell the story of Chris. And so what I always made it a point to do was address anything that had to be addressed in a mocking or ridiculing tone. I wanted that to come from and be said by characters within the story, where trolls and people like that, where it would make sense.
Yeah, okay,
for them
cool
to say
concept
those
album,
things.
dude.
Yeah, he says one of the songs he removed one of the songs from the album because it was about Chris Chan falling in love with the girl at the game store, Megan. He was like obsessed with her. I guess he removed that one for some reason.
Megan wasn't happy with her involvement in the Christery.
I see Bearing in the chat. I haven't seen Bearing in a long time.
An admission would go a long way. I think an admission would go a long way if you could prove that Christine was like living in a real world. I think as a defense attorney for Christine, there's a lot here where you can say these consistent delusions from my client are all over the place. The delusions of a relationship with the mother were obviously the same as the delusions with the trans multiversal travel between cartoon and real realm.
Trans
multiversal.
Trans multiversal.
Transferring through the multiverse. I think that's where it all comes down to, is this admission is from somebody who has no foot in reality. So how can you say the incestuous claims were based in reality unless they have like a goop test with the nasty proof?
I feel like they have one foot in reality and the other foot out of it.
But where do you get to pick and choose which one of those feet is in reality, like where you have proof of the reality, right? And if we don't have a physical goop proof of love puddles in Mama Chan's bed, we don't know what's going on, right? It could all have been a weird delusion. Could have been a delusion brought on by Isabella Janke goading Christine to talk about things outside of a reality. Could have been an elaborate trolling. We don't know. If I was the lawyer, I would stick to that. And if it's going to go to a grand jury, they're going to have to decide whether or not they have the real world evidence and not just a shaky admission from somebody who has also admitted they're Jesus Christ. We have all these delusions here. We have a 10-plus year history of crazy delusions. So the admission is not as strong as one might think. Like, we all want that happy ending where Christine gets put in the system and is no longer a danger to the outside world, right? Maybe no longer a danger to herself. We want that happy ending. But we can't just get what we want without going through the proper steps. And at best, I think Christine gets put into a group home, halfway house after this, and is under a watchful eye, and hopefully is allowed to flourish in a realm that's not a weird hoarder cesspool with their dementia-laden mother.
I just want to see the jail Sonichu comic.
Bearing asks, has the mom said anything?
I know. I
don't think that she's of fit, sound body or mind to comment. We don't know this for sure, but everything we've heard is that she's dealing with mental problems, possibly dementia. So we're not really sure. We're not really sure. But we'll see. Yeah, Barb has definitely not made any public statements. The simple rumors I've heard is that she's probably not of sound body and mind. And that was to begin with when people were like, Christine was having sex with Barb. Everybody was saying, oh my God, that's an invalid woman. She doesn't even know where she's at, and Christine's banging her. That's sick. And now it's like a year later, we're like, well, is she going to be able fit to stand trial? We weren't even giving her the ability to fit to consent to incest, right? Like a year ago. We want to see this thing end. Like, we've all been invested in the Christine story for so long. We want that ending. Like when everybody was following Only Use Me Blade over on IP2, and he had the toe hole and he was dying and all this crazy stuff was happening. Everybody wanted to see him die, right?
That is sick when people are like that.
People want that ending. They want the story to be done. They love the story. They'll follow it till the end, but they want the end. Seven McHug says, I really want to make some incest jokes. I bet you can't make a good one.
Is it like the people who follow Nikocado Avocados? They're waiting for him to just drop dead eventually.
I don't know, because Nikocado Avocado was more of a showman with it. So I think that people might be going to Nikocado Avocado to see what they'll do next. But there's definitely the idea that death is on the line.
Yeah.
Like Nikocado Avocado is the new Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
2022 Evel Knievel, Nikocado Avocado.
Instead of jumping buses on a motorcycle.
Yeah. Instead of
eating like disgusting ramen noodles and everything's orange that he eats. I noticed.
Oh, have you seen his blue taki video where he makes the blue taki noodles?
No.
It's like a giant pile of crystal blue noodles with the blue taki seasoning.
That sounds gross.
It looks so bad, but he eats it up. He eats it up.
Damn. Well, we'll keep an eye on this. Pretty soon we'll figure out when the whole grand jury thing is supposed to be over with.
Aurora PC says he's fake. Why would you even watch him? Wrestling's fake and we watch wrestling, right?
Movies are fake.
Yeah, we watch movies. Orgasms are fake and we still have sex. Yeah, Stab McHugs. I don't steal jokes. I enhance them. I immortalize them. If you put a joke in the chat and I put it on the show, I've given you a gift of eternal life, okay? Remember that. Remember that.
Yeah. Let's check out some more Trumpster Bob here.
Oh, what is T-Bob up to? He beat his case, right? He's he?
Yeah.
He's not going back, and he was dead to rights.
He was.
The reason that Elisa Schwartz, as you know her, Elisa Aduru.
Elisa Aduru.
The reason Elizabeth Ann Schwartz, if you want to call her that, pick whatever fucking name you want. The reason that he had a sex change is because she or he wanted to bring his tribal family over to America, and he was very successful in doing that.
That's why they had a sex change? They had gender reassignment surgery to move their family to America? How does that make any sense?
This is a very weird misgendering.
Could have been done without the sex change.
Oh, yeah. So why is this part of your theory?
Remember when he was trying to get Ocasio-Cortez to prove she wasn't Muslim by showing her unmutilated vagina?
Yes.
Yeah, he's sick. He's twisted. Bob is wild.
But when you approach an ignorant fucking tribe like Howard Stern did, and take full advantage of the motherfuckers' ignorance, like to the tune of suckering a guy in to get a sex change in order to make something happen like this.
So Howard Stern did it?
I guess Howard Stern
suckered Elisa into becoming a woman.
He wanted his own Blair White.
Is atrocious. And I'll challenge Howard Stern to his goddamn face any fucking day of the week.
Challenge him
Howard
to what?
Stern is a piece of shit. And the world is going to learn about it one way or the other. I guarantee it.
Guarantee it.
Yeah, I ain't got no shirt on. What about it?
What about it? My titties is braving.
You know, I thought he was wearing a white shirt.
No, I know he had no shirt on. I was actually thinking about taking my shirt off to match
All
him.
the sores all over his face. That cannot be good. I don't know what's going on.
He was in the hospital, and he was starting to get them after he got out of the hospital.
I don't give a fuck. This is Bob's nude room if I want to make it that. You want to see my tallywhacker next?
You want to see my tallywhacker next?
Okay. What else we got? We've got... Oh, God.
Well, I'm happy this morning. Just got in a new box of the Gospel of John booklets. They used to be free, but now we have to buy them. Thank you to those of you who donated.
Why don't you just buy them,
to
cheap
make
ass?
this possible. I think we have enough now for about a month.
To give out... Oh, fuck. So you're buying these books to hand them out to people who throw them away?
Right.
This is the worst.
Yeah.
At least when they send the Mormons out on their mission, they got to go talk to people. They got to put a foot to ground.
Yeah. They could ride bikes, but they can't like drive when they do it. They
Yeah.
have to like actually work.
This fucking guy's going out there at like 4th of July parties, summer parties. You got to get God. Take this book. I'm like, oh, yeah, thank you. We love God. And they just throw it away. Nobody reads the Bible they have at home. Why are they going to read Pocket Bitch Bible from Mild Bill of America?
I tell you, people are desperate for hope in this world gone mad. I have never seen the American people so beaten down and discouraged. Many Americans...
He's got a patch that says "Do not pet." Do people try to pet him?
Americans are
The people will put them on their service dogs, right?
Right.
Did he just get a service dog tag and put it on himself?
Yeah, because people were petting him too much.
That's actually really cute. I wish that he was actually cute, but I don't think he did it to be cute.
No.
I think he's doing it to be like, I'm tired of people petting on me.
Yeah,
Like,
keep your hands off me.
it's like those snack flags, those yellow snack flags that say "Don't tread on me."
Oh, I hate those.
Yeah, he's just got like a yellow fur baby flag, and it says "Don't pet on me."
What Henry David Thoreau called
Little tiny
lives of
furry
quiet
chihuahua
desperation.
or a Pomeranian.
They put a smile on their face.
Adorable.
But inwardly, they are hanging by a thread. Suicide is at an all-time high. My little brother killed himself a few years ago. There's only one road that leads to eternal life and the peace that surpasses all understanding, the gospel message of Jesus Christ. My motorcycle riding friends and I do...
I don't even think it's a full Bible. I think it's like the gospel.
It's the book of John, right? Isn't that what he said?
Oh, did you say Gospel of John?
I thought he said the Gospel of John right off the bat.
Coffee cup ministry. We go out and we meet people where they are. We listen to their story. We pray for them and with them.
I mean, fuck, everybody has cell phones. Like, you could just pull the Bible up on your phone.
For free.
Like, this is a scam.
We always give them something to take with them, the Gospel of John. And then when they get some quiet time, when they're at home, or for some of them, when they're in their sleeping bag
When
under
they're taking a
bridge,
dump and there's no
they can
comic
read
books
about
around.
Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who died on the cross to save them and to bring forgiveness of sins and eternal life. Bad times are coming upon the USA, and this has never been more important.
Oh, yeah?
Now, if face-to-face evangelism is not your gift, that's okay. Perhaps God has gifted you with the ability to support those who do go out.
Ah, nice. This the gift of
Nice
supporting.
pitch.
And that is just as important.
Look, we bought these little tiny shit Bibles with your money. We'd like some more of your money so we can have sandwiches and beers while we're out there too.
Need people who can keep the gospel booklets going out and gas in our motorcycles. And $20 a month really helps us to keep going. Perhaps you yourself are feeling a bit discouraged. Well, it's said that the happiest people on earth are those who invest their lives in a worthy cause. Now, if God is prompting you to partner with this mission, go to outlawschapel.com. And together,
Go to
we will make a difference.
streamlabs.com/drunken peasants.
Yeah.
Together we can make a difference. Drop your Streamlabs donos. They say the happiest people on earth are me and Ben when you give us money.
Thank you. It does make me happy.
Both now and in eternity.
I'm so hot. Like, I'm off my game right now. I am, like, hot as fuck.
Should we take our shirts off and rub our nipples?
No.
Okay.
Thank you for watching, and America bless God again.
I love his little smirk. He thinks that's his, like, tagline, and he thinks it's so clever.
Like, if you were a Christian, like, do people bless God in the book? Isn't it sounds almost like it's
usually
blasphemous.
God. Yeah, it's like the other way around.
Yeah, it's God blessing people.
Yep.
This almost seems like blasphemy in his statement.
We're gonna take a break from some of this content to play Egghead's actual Mania promo that he sent me.
Oh yeah.
Here we go, Egghead. Don't disappoint me, I swear to God.
For those of you without video right now, Egghead is brooding. He's absolutely brooding and drinking
Look at
water.
him.
He wrote on the screen, "Is this worth it?"
It is, for the title, for the glory, for the honor, for the entertainment of the DP universe.
Oh, yeah. He's huffing and puffing into his hands, rubbing his beard. He says, "Is this petty feud really worth it?"
Yes, it's worth it.
This is like cringe auteur. Was he playing some somber music? Oh, he hit the bed and said, "Yes! Yes, it is all worth it."
I like the angle that he's taking it on.
He's throwing a fit. All of the insults. All of the bullshit accusations. Tomorrow, a part of the story ends. Tomorrow, a new part begins.
This is so tismy right here, what you're doing.
All the rage. He's beating up his furniture, guys. He's throwing all the pent-up frustration will be released. He's beating the chair with a generic off-brand Mjolnir.
This is so, like, tismy.
This is the best promo I've seen from Egghead in a long time. Tomorrow.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Tomorrow.
The cowboy returns.
Come on
Is
in.
Speedy Adams returning?
Come on in.
Is Speedy Adams returning tomorrow?
Ladies and gentlemen, boy howdy. Boy howdy. Honest Red, you might want to give Andy Dick that little bump because he's going to need it to fight Egghead. Boy howdy. Egghead.
Boy howdy.
Boy howdy.
Speedy Adams.
The man, the boy, the howdy.
The howdy.
Boy howdy.
Boy howdy.
That was a quality promo, Egghead. You're allowed to pat yourself on the back right now.
For now.
For now.
Yeah.
Honest Red said that was mid. Hey, mid from you, Honest Red, because you've been a particularly strong hater. Mid from you is a big, good look.
He was slapping his bed.
He was throwing a little tizzy fit. I liked it.
Yeah, so don't miss it. Tomorrow, Actual Mania. I'll show you guys the card really quick here.
Dun, 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 dun. Actual Mania presents.
Egghead just committed a hate crime. Chair lives matter.
Wow.
Hey,
Egg crime.
Egghead, leave that chair alone.
All right, here it is for all of you to see. Actual Mania, July 2022, coming to you live tomorrow, courtesy of patreon.com/DP. Sign up. $5 or better will get you a front row seat. Tomorrow, our main event is the Cringerweight title match. Egghead, the defending champion, versus Andy Dick. With Honest Red as the special guest referee, Honest Red will have influence over the results of this. Honest Red could screw Egghead, could call it down the middle, could screw Andy Dick.
Will his bias keep Egghead from walking out the champion?
World title match. It's a cook-off, King Cobra JFS against a mystery opponent.
Our current champion, King Cobra JFS, has cooked so many different meals using so few of the same ingredients.
Right.
Mountain Dew, Doritos, and then something that would have been way better without them.
Yeah.
But his cook-off will be for the world title, and that will be tomorrow. The tag team champions, Hannibal and Monty, have come back, and they're going up in a fatal four-way against Anthony Cumia and Gavin McGinnis from their new podcast, Old and to the Right. Dick Masterson and Vito from
Biggest Problem.
I always miss the name on that, and I know the name. I just always confuse it with
Biggest Problem in the Universe,
Yeah.
which is somehow Dick Masterson retained rights to that because that was the name of the podcast he did with Maddox.
Yeah, that's why I always slip up on it.
Yeah.
And then Captain Content and Alicia Giordano, who have had an off again, on again, weirdo co-stream relationship, will be going for the tag team titles. But that's not it. Because we got a women's match with this newcomer, Prison Palace, who was trolling our chat the other night when Jeff Holiday was on because of the way we were talking about Gazi Kodzo. And she was a particularly special type of person that we're pitting up against Tila Tequila. If y'all don't know about Tila Tequila, you're just going to tune in and find out. We have the Lunatic Lockdown. Gazi Kodzo himself, fresh into jail, versus Christian, who is on the precipice of the grand jury. All right? And we're going to see who is the king of the yard here in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not it. We also have a look-alike Rumble, Hunter Biden, Jordan Peterson. They look a little alike. And that's really about as far as your money goes here.
Somewhat alike. One's noticeably older.
One guy is a weird old conservative guy with a drug problem. The other is a weird old liberal guy with a drug problem. And we're going to patch these two head to head and see how that one falls into place.
Sign up, patreon.com/DP. We're doing it tomorrow night.
Hey, yo.
Here's a little more Wild Bill.
The Shameful Sleep?
The Christian church in America owes the entire country an apology. The USA is under full assault by the forces of evil, and the church is asleep. This cartoon by Hilber says it all. The barbarians of evil are upon us. Their torches are lit to burn the USA to the ground. Islam, the United Nations, communism, and the LGBT are front and center.
Yeah, the crowd of people with their pitchforks and torches. They have an Islamic flag, a UN flag, the Soviet flag, which is a country that doesn't even exist anymore, and the old LGBTQ plus flag, which is different now. There's a triangle on it now with brown and some other colors. Have you ever noticed that they changed the like pride
Yeah,
flag?
they always change flags when a country gets conquered, right?
Oh my God! I'm afraid to even like open up that can of
No,
worms.
it's an updated flag.
I get what
Everybody
you're
knows.
saying. I get what you're
Everybody
saying.
knows. You've
Attacking
seen
with
it.
all their
But I mean,
demonic-
honestly, these weird right-wing people aren't going to know that new flag. They're
right
15, 20 years behind at best.
Yeah, it's been the rainbow flag for decades.
Yeah, so this works for them at least.
strength. Lady Liberty is desperately screaming for the church to wake up. The torch of liberty is going out. And there we are, the Christian men and women of America, sound asleep under a tree. The armor of God has been discarded and laying on the ground, useless. The breastplate of righteousness. The church stopped proclaiming righteousness a long time ago because the world did not want to hear fire and brimstone preaching. And now evil men have risen up to destroy our children. The shield of faith no longer protects against the arrows of the evil one because the church no longer believes in God's unchangeable truth. Half the churches in America have tossed God's model of marriage in the garbage and now support gay marriage.
Are you
in
familiar with a
direct
protection racket? You know what a protection racket is?
No, I'm not familiar with the
So,
term.
It's where someone will walk into a neighborhood and offer protection from the criminal elements, but really they are the criminal elements. So you're paying them not to do crime to you.
Yeah,
that's kind of what your allegiance to the church is.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, no, protect me. It's a protection racket. Well, we're also kind of the ones that are fucking hurting you.
Well,
out
yeah. Well, America pissed off God, so now God isn't going to protect us anymore. That's basically what
Yeah.
people like Wild Bill.
You better pay
believe.
us. You better pay attention to the Lord, or
Pay
else
your tithe.
He's gonna step on your throat.
violation of God's moral law. The Bible, the sword of the Spirit, the only offensive weapon we have, lies closed on the ground because the church is afraid the Bible might offend people. Fear that
It
the
is.
Bible
There are
might
some
trigger
offensive parts.
The mob. And the serpent is whispering to the church, sleep.
Sleep.
What a sad picture of American churches. You know, the United States was once a Christian nation, but today we are a remnant nation. Men and women who are still faithful to God are a remnant in America. God always has a remnant, and in these last days, the work of the remnant is vitally important. Very few Christians are speaking boldly against the evil agendas that have trapped millions of people on the road to hell. This is why my friends and I go out and we proclaim the message of hope in Jesus Christ.
God, it's hot, man.
And we give people the Gospel of John. The Gospel has the powerful truths that bring salvation to those who have ears to hear. If you believe in this message, then pass it on to others and join us at outlawschapel.com. And we need more of these books. So please
You
consider
really don't
becoming
need more
a
of those
monthly donor.
fucking books. But it is nice that you're using the books as a catch to get these people to donate to you. Guys.
Yep, that's
guys,
why he's doing it.
Ben and I need more of these books.
These Post-it
would
notes.
would you please donate to us so we can buy more of these books, please? The Book of Cringe and the Book of Yuck. Please, guys, please. Could you donate to the Church of Yuck?
I will be right back.
All right, guys, this is the part where we get too true, too real. If you want to ask me anything disgusting, egregious, outlandish, I have all the answers to every problem, every question. I am the solution. Ask and you shall receive. But what's your favorite food? I like steak a lot. I like a good steak. My preferred side dish with steak is asparagus. It's very nice. Billy, I notice your lack of sweatshirt. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank global warming. Does Pixelbat always win? I don't know. I heard that. I don't like how mean Ben is to Billy. I mean, I don't think anybody's really mean to me. I think what it is they're mean to themselves by not accepting the true love the gift that I have for them. That's all. You still got any of that spicy concoction Joe made you drink? I don't remember what spicy concoction you're talking about. But me and Joey watched Orgasmo last night and drank canned micheladas in the late night summer heat. We drank canned micheladas and watched Orgasmo. The night before we watched Grandma's Boy, which did not hold up as well as I remember it. And then we watched Basketball, which 100% did hold up as well as I remember it the night before that. Which animal would fight to the death in the arena? Would I fight to the death in the arena? What's the qualifier for that? Like you mean would I want to fight? Which animal? The easiest fight would probably be me fighting like a minnow or a guppy in a land arena, right? Like if there was just a fish flopping around on the ground and I stepped on it. I like Orgasmo. I like how Orgasmo was NC-17, but also didn't show boobs. Did you notice that? They had every time they would go to show the girls' titties, guys would walk in and their bare asses would cover the titties. They fucking got us, dude. They got us. It was good. But that was what we did last night. This is worse than Jonathan, Jessica, and Eve. Wanting to be trans for such reasons isn't helpful to anyone. I mean, I think Jessica Yaniv is a pretty detestable human being, but I'm willing to call her by whatever name she wants. And then after that, I'm just going to refer to her as trash, garbage, disgusting, nasty, vile, piss human. Like, honestly, most of the things I call people are gender neutral anyways, because I don't care what you're working with. I could fuck anything and anyone to completion. You'd buy a ticket to me crushing a fish in a Roman arena? Wouldn't that be great? Easiest fight ever. Oh, fish can't even swim. We're in a Roman arena. You're surrounded by dirt. Buy fish, I win. Then I just stomp him like Nickelodeon Gak. Easy fight.
Like Nickelodeon Gak.
I don't know if I'll ever grow a full beard, but I did shave today. You guys want to see what happened to me when I shaved?
Nick yourself.
Yeah, I got a little nick. Doesn't show up that well on camera, but it's down there. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Do you like it?
I don't like that at all.
Do you like it maybe just a little bit?
Which Nickelodeon game show did you always want to compete on?
Guts.
I would have rather
Double Dare?
I would rather have done Double Dare.
Double Dare was for it was for little kids.
They had adult Double Dare, didn't they?
They did Double Dare where there was an adult and a kid.
Yeah.
But originally it was two kids on a team.
Yeah, they had all ages of Double Dare.
Lou
They have family Double Dare.
Ferrigno did primetime Double Dare the day before one of his Hulk made-for-TV movies came out. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
Those are definitely Double Dare would be above Guts. But you know what one I really would have liked was Legends of the Hidden Temple.
That one was cool too.
That one was pretty
there
sweet.
There was Nick Arcade too. There were all these green screen video games.
Yeah, I don't know if I would rather do Legends of the Hidden Temple or Double Dare, but I think it would come down to one of those.
Olmec.
Honest Red's claiming that he's wearing his purple parrot shirt right now from Legends of the Hidden Temple. That's it's pretty sweet actually if you are.
All right, we're gonna check out some Shanny stuff. Let's see what this is.
Anybody remember Mark Wiener from Nickelodeon?
I just want to say hi to people.
Hi,
See how
Shane.
everyone is.
See how everyone is.
It's just basically what it is.
Yeah.
Just say hi to people.
Yeah.
Hi, Shane.
That's like seconds.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
That's cool.
We got to talk about this. Sorry. Me and the hubby right now, let me pause this, because I want to actually watch this. Me and the hubby right now, we're watching Chariots of the God.
Okay.
Or Chariots of the Gods by Daniken. I just love the history in that movie, and it's great documentary. Great documentary, and it's 50 years old, which is amazing.
Amazing.
That it's 50 years old.
What legend of the Hidden Temple team would I rock? I mean, I really like the sound of the Blue Barracudas, but I think I'd probably be one of the Red Jaguars.
So how is everyone? How are you beautiful souls out there? That's one thing I want to talk about. Most importantly is
What?
like...
She's using a weird, unflattering angle, too. That's like too
I am the
Well,
type
she
of
doesn't have any flattering angles, right? Like, every angle of her is going to expose one of the 9 realms of chinny chin chin. So
9 realms.
who is attracted to beautiful souls, like kind people. Like, kindness really does surprise me. And it like, people being mean to me or being cruel to me, that doesn't surprise me. But people who are kind, that is what really surprised me, and those are the type of people that I really do savor on.
She can't imagine people being kind because she's never kind.
Is the sweet people, the people who realize
she's talking about me.
That hurting others isn't the way in life, you know. Like, you want the world to change, you can't change the world by beating up on others. You gotta be that representation of love. You gotta be that representation of goodness, of kindness, of good faith. You have to represent that.
She's actually talking
and if someone,
about me exactly. So yeah, you're welcome, Shan.
One is coming and talking sideways to you. You also, and
maybe they're only
know
talking sideways to you because they can't stand looking you directly in the face.
So hard. It's hard for me a lot of the times. You also have to be kind to their crudeness, to their rudeness, to their boldness of thinking of attacking another person.
Of thinking of attacking.
Like, going to help their situation in any way, shape, or form. It's not. You're just going to be stuck in a constant loop of misery and being stuck in thinking what other people think and how their lives are. It's like,
you're explaining your and Rev's existence online.
Right.
And start thinking on you.
Slime is a perfect circle.
Inwardly. I think that's one thing that I think COVID should have taught a lot of us, is to think inwardly.
What wordly?
Inwardly.
Oh, okay.
Which she doesn't do.
Yeah.
She's always projecting outward onto everybody else.
Think more deeply. Think
you don't do
how
that.
Your words can affect others, because people are very sensitive in this world. Think how your actions affect others, and try your best to not affect others in a negative way.
187 on a name. Cheers.
On a what?
On a name.
On a neighbor.
Rhymes with Shane.
You know I had to get ya.
We have $187.98 right now. That's 23.5% of the way to our goal. Our goal will wrap up Saturday night. Tomorrow we're doing Actual Mania Summer Scam, and we will be doing a pre-show on the YouTube channel. We'll be taking it to our patron-only viewership after that. $5 and above will get you in on it. But Saturday we'll come back, and we're going to be smashing this goal. And after 5 days in a row, we need all the help we can get, because it's sweaty, it's gross, we're tired, we're cranky, we want to cuddle, and we can't do that if we don't have any cuddle time.
You wouldn't want to do that if you're a light worker, if you're a light being, if you're there to share the world. Love.
Love, love, love,
You know,
love, love.
the most important, the most greatest of all powers is love. It's not hate. It's not warfare. It's not that. It's love.
Hate is not so good.
That is the greatest of all powers. Why is love the greatest of all powers? Because love can make your enemy into your friend.
Oh. I love you,
Love
Shani.
can
I want you to be
turn
my friend.
situations from being really bad to really amazing and good. Imagine how the world be if we all just took the time to just allow people to be who they are. Don't try to control their situation. Just be like water. Be zen. You know?
Be like water. That is like a Bruce Lee thing.
Be like the Taoists.
Isn't she coming
what happens,
from
happens.
like
Just let
the
it
idea
walk.
of Christianity and how her way had to be the way?
Yeah.
Wasn't she pushing that on people
Now
for the longest time?
she's promoting Eastern philosophy.
Wash away with you, you know, wash away. Wash away. Let it wash away, because those are moments and events in your life. So your life isn't boring.
Boring.
And adversity actually can be a good thing. If you look into Buddhists' beliefs, adversity makes you stronger. Because with
Did she
adversity,
just say
you
the
have...
Oh God!
The Taoists.
Oh no! She was trying to say the
Taoists.
Taoists, but she
Yeah.
said Taoists, and it sounded like Taoists, which is not good. That is not so
you
good.
can't be weak with adversity. You have to be strong, and you learn different techniques.
You have to be strong.
Different ways. You get more wisdom when you have adversity because you are learning to survive. So, like, that's why you shouldn't hold grudges on people, and you just show mercy and grace onto people, because with adversity, it actually is a good thing. It makes you stronger. It like fortifies you. It turns you into a diamond, you know? Because with diamonds, in order to make diamonds, it needs pressure and heat. That's adversity. So you need that pressure and that heat so you can be formed into a diamond.
She's out of her mind.
The
Need
hardest
adversity.
of stones. The hardest of stones to be strong, to not
To be strong.
Be strong. She's Boston
To
strong.
be strong, you gotta have the pressure to turn you a diamond so you can be strong.
This is all facts. For once in her life, Shining for Christ is who's that guy? I can't think anymore. It's too hot to think.
It is hot, man.
It's too hot to think. I don't know if COVID cloud is still in me.
Oh, it
doesn't.
in you.
I don't
all right.
feel like they had COVID brain was a real thing, right?
It was
You
a
get-
reported
you get
symptom.
COVID cloud. I had that for a while. I don't feel like I have it anymore. My brain's shutting off.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Shani
it's
for
hot
Christ is the
today
new Tony
here.
Robbins. She's Shani Robbins.
Everyone like the stream if you haven't already. Let's get us up to $200. Let's also start a tip train.
Ayo.
the break to be able to cut through
A-O.
glass.
Two of the best vowels. Believe me, I know vowels.
That's why adversity is needed in this world. So don't hold grudges. Give mercy and grace. Because there's just so many concepts of how to live, philosophies of how to strengthen yourself. You can't strengthen yourself if you're constantly coddled. You know what I mean? If you're constantly put in this womb of protection, you can't strengthen yourself. You can heal. You can heal.
You can heal.
But you can't strengthen. And sometimes that coddling is needed, but sometimes adversity is needed as well.
You're so full of shit.
Get
You don't
you
even know what
strong.
you're talking about.
To know what to avoid. Avoidance is also key to life. Is if someone is being
I
bothered.
wonder if Rev even buys into this shit.
Yeah, I do. Yep, yeah.
Or they haven't
Or
learned
if he's over
to
on
be
Facebook right now trying to get
enlightened
nudes from a Facebook bot.
and calm and peaceful. They haven't learned, especially that. They haven't learned to be peaceful. With others. That's where avoidance should be taking place. If they haven't learned that lesson yet in life, and they probably will, and it'll probably be a rough lesson to take, is when they realize I must be peaceful with people. The avoidance is.
If she
is
starts
to
shitting,
teach
it would be
these
better than
people who
her
are
talking
being
right now.
scumbags.
Scumbags.
Let's just put it in that reference. The avoidance is to teach them, you cannot treat me this way. I am going to put a boundary and a barrier because as well as you love
She's so
others,
strong. You're so
strong.
strong,
She
Chan.
became a strong
I'm so
woman.
proud of you.
You must
I'm every woman.
It's all in me.
I'm so strong now, baby.
love yourself as well, and that's to protect your integrity. That is to protect your individual, your morality, even. You know, if you're avoiding someone who is being
Shanny is to
contentious,
psychology as Jared is to bodybuilding.
Yeah,
pretty much.
well,
pretty much.
let's just think about it. You are avoiding situations where you could possibly react in a negative way. You know what I mean? It's wisdom to avoid those.
By the way, I was on the fence about Pixelbat, and then I found out he was from Michigan, so he's basically Hitler now.
Uh-oh. So he doesn't always win. Just
But you have to have adversity.
one more time than Ohio State. Don't they have one? Doesn't Michigan still have one win on Ohio State?
No, it's more.
Oh,
it's
okay.
more than that. It's less than 10, though.
Oh, okay.
In order to learn this lesson of wisdom, unless you hear from me and you take it up and not learn things the hard way, which I had to do in my life, is learn things the hard way. It's never been easy for me in life.
I saw a news report where Michigan's coach is like trying to advocate for making abortion illegal in Michigan.
Oh man. It's nice to know that all of my fellow Americans that stormed the Capitol building on January 6th, they might not have kept Donald Trump in office, but they sure have won back America.
The all-time record is 59 wins Michigan, 51 wins Ohio State, and 6 draws, which are like almost impossible now.
Oh damn!
Because they changed the rules to where draws are like very difficult to have. So because they have like overtime where someone has to score.
But I know that peace and love and tranquility and living your
So it's
life
8
zen
games.
like water, just allowing
Like
these
water?
events to
Does she
flow
even
over
drink
you.
water? She lives her life zen like water, but then she dumps a half a bottle of Mio raspberry flavoring into it.
You instead of consuming you.
And by the way, for those of you keeping track, that's 116 games. They usually play each other once a year. The only year in recent history where they didn't play each other was 2020. Like they play almost every. So this rivalry's been going on for 116 years approximately. Yes,
Choo-choo, Dad
I
bod,
acknowledge
thank you.
that, and I have learned that.
Get us
lesson
over
in my
25%
life.
of the way to the goal.
And I want to pass that lesson over to you guys. Peace and Maranatha.
What was that? Was that
Peace and marijuana?
I don't know if she said marijuana. I don't know what she said. That bothered me. Peace and Jimmy Hoffa? I don't know. Tell Daddy you want it. I own you now. Okay, pedo. Kids need love too. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's one guy, this Irish guy, that is always defending Jared, and they kind of like poke fun at one of this Irish guy's videos.
Who's Negative Creep? Is that
That's the girl that like is part of Camelot's fan base.
Okay.
And she DM'd me when he was like leaking her lewds or whatever. When Jared was
last night exposing Chris, just calling him out and shit. And what he just done just solidifies my whole video.
Solidifies? Maybe that's an accent thing. I don't know.
He's obsessed. He's a stalker. The guy's obsessed with Jared. I don't care what he says. He keeps going on about Jared self-admitting pedo, but like anything he has on him saying that is either fake or it's just Jared.
No, I'm sorry. Like Chris does have his issues, but Chris is right about Jared, and Jared does say a lot of stuff. He is a self-admitted
Jared 100% is a creep.
Yeah.
He's said and done things that show that he wants to be in illegal relationships with very underage women and possibly boys.
Dead ass trolling the shit out of him, getting the reaction. If you look at Jared's responses, they're obviously trolls. Like he's just trolling, like, you know, to get a reaction. And then on top of that, like I said, he's notoriously known racist in the community, even from 3 years ago. The guy, dead ass, isn't.
I mean, he is kind of racist, but even if that's true, that he can still be right about Jared. Just because there are serious character flaws about Chris doesn't mean that he's wrong about Jared.
I don't know. I think if I ever get caught for some really heinous shit, I'm going to start picking fights with racists. So I can just be like, look, guys, this guy who hates me is a racist. I obviously am a good person.
Even trying to hide it now after me calling him out on it. I'm going to put a comment up on screen now. As you can see in the comment, he's being racist towards Tom. He's another guy that was involved in this 3 years ago. You see him, he just doesn't care. He just does not care. He's not trying to hide it. And the people who follow him will ignore this just to try and hate on Jared and shit. Look, you have no proof on Jared. No one has had any proof.
This is an Irish guy, Stabby, so it's...
Yeah, you have no proof on Jared other than the videos of him saying he would have sex with an 8-year-old.
You sound more Scottish.
Oops.
Proof on Jared.
I don't do a good Scottish voice, let alone a good Irish voice.
Yeah.
No solid proof that can't be fabricated or lied about or made up. I was in a fucking call once when I seen the proof being made up. It was being made. Someone just made an account on Discord with Jared's name and his profile on it and then put down, oh man, I bang kids. And I took a screenshot and posted on it.
I mean, Jared has said he would bang a kid.
On video.
Yeah, I mean, like, if that video didn't exist, there'd be some plausible deniability to some degree. But when you make a video saying that specifically, I mean, it's pretty clear.
And funny enough, all the channels that hate Jared post that up. Look what Jared said. So that's it being fucking lied about and fabricated. That wasn't even Jared. And that's
I don't. There's a few people like this. I don't know why they go out of their way to defend Jared. It's maybe because they notice Jared has clout, but they don't realize how negative clout works on the internet. So they're like, "Oh, Jared, this guy's cool."
He probably sees some of his same toys on Jared's room floor. So he's just like, oh man, I used to like Ninja Turtles and Dirty Underwear.
And
Sega.
That's why I've always stayed down on my ground and stuck to what I said originally. Show me proof that cannot be faked. They can't Photoshop, fabricate anything. They can't give it. That's why no one has given me it. They just
I do think it's funny how Irish people say tree instead of three.
Tree.
They say tree like the big things that grow out of the ground, but they mean the number 3 when they say tree.
Attack me. They just attacked me 2-3 years ago.
2-3 years ago.
And they proceed to still do it now. And they don't use logic. You can't argue with these guys. You can't use logic against them. But yeah, look, like I said, Chris isn't even trying to hide it now. There's way more shit from him in the past being racist as well. I'm just not arse going looking for it. I don't need to. The guy just fucking posted this on his second account. The one that's obsessed with Jared, Smegma Unlimited. What kind of fucking retarded name is that?
It's funny because he used to be called Sega Unlimited. So the channel name is Smegma Unlimited. I guess maybe it doesn't make sense to you if you don't know what Smegma is, though.
A lot of people don't know what smegma is until they
It's
taste
when you
it.
jerk off and you let the cum like dry up. It's like that.
Dick cheese.
And like I said, the guy's obsessed, man. He's a fucking idiot. He should be behind bars. I'm not gonna lie.
Behind bars?
He means bars.
Oh.
No, yeah. In Ireland, when you commit a crime, they put you behind bears and let bears
You know
maul
what?
you to death.
I'm gonna send you a video, but I gotta find out if I can find the video.
bears.
I have to find the video on
you know,
a platform
like,
you can download it from.
It's a difference between what Jared said online. He said some stupid shit and he's trolling people to get views and shit. Chris is dead ass a stalker and swatted Jared multiple times. Swatting someone's a serious offense. Someone can
Still
fucking
hood
die
like
from
a
that.
dick cheese.
Still hood like Dick Cheese. All good, that Big D. Ben, I sent you a picture that I'm pretty sure it shows Jared behind bears.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure. It's a video. Hopefully you can get it. It's on Instagram. God damn it! I know they're always the worst.
There's cases where people got shot
Behind
when
bears.
they doxed the wrong house. When they fucking swatted the wrong house. And
Not to dox the wrong
I remember
house,
a few
but
years
we've
ago there
got
was a case
Jared
like
Genesis
of an
video
innocent guy that
behind
got shot.
bears.
And the guy who swatted him went on Keemstar's joke or whatever, an interview, and he got arrested after. Like, that shit's a serious offense. That's dangerous. Like,
This is misinformation. This guy...
also, like,
Is he saying the guy that swatted Jared Genesis went on to Keemstars and got arrested? Because
Which that
Keemstar had
never
a guy who
happened.
swatted somebody else years before the Jared Genesis thing on his show, and Keemstar on his show got the guy to admit to things that ultimately led to his arrest. Like, the guy came onto his show and admitted to the swatting and then got arrested and put in jail because of Keemstar's help. Like, this other thing never happened, or I don't know. I'm just over here behind bears.
he's just obsessed. Like, there's not, and you can. The guy's not well. He's genuinely not well. Jared came back now after a few years off the internet. He's dead ass, ignoring all this shit. He's not even looking for views anymore or anything. He's just doing what he wants.
It's not even
now. He's
looking
just
for
chilling.
views.
Then why'd he come back to YouTube? He was in another place where he literally got mad that he wasn't getting any views, so decided to come back to YouTube.
Could
after
you
all this
imagine being a
fuss.
simp for Jared Genesis?
It's so weird.
Maybe this guy just like feels bad for Jared.
I feel like
'Cause,
they notice he gets attention, so they stick up for him. Because I notice other people did this shit too. I've encountered a few idiots that were unironically supporting Jared.
Weren't they all maps though?
Not
Or
all
map supporters.
Not all. Like, I have no reason to believe this guy's one. Like, he hasn't said anything weird. I just think he's stupid. He like genuinely thinks Jared, like, all the dumb shit Jared has said is all just trolling. It's very strange.
He's just being him, playing games and shit, just acting normal on YouTube now. But you still have these fucking fuckwits doing this.
Fuckwits!
And it's not just Chris. There's another guy called Kid Wizard. He's another fucking weirdo, man. He's an absolute clown. He just uses Jared's name to get fucking views and shit. Guy has no life.
Isn't that what you're doing?
But yeah, like I said, as you say, like,
probably more than he normally would, though.
I don't know why anyone would listen to Chris.
It's all proportionate.
No one, I don't know. The only people that listen to you are probably racist too. Like, no one with a right mind frame would listen to you when you're openly saying the N-word and shit, man. You're fucking retard.
No, surprisingly, a lot of people who are not racist at all agree with Chris when he talks about Jared. Like, the racism thing, that's a totally different conversation, which we had, and that's why Chris blocked me, because I said his racism shit was stupid.
If a racist walks in the room and is like, "Hey, there's a guy with a gun outside, get under the table,"
I'd be like, "You're a liar.
I
know you're a racist.
No, fuck you, racist. I'm not doing anything.
I'm staying here right now.
Then I'm taking that bullet."
Or if they
I'm
were like,
woke.
"Oh, get out of here. The building's on fire. Run for your lives."
Fucking behind bears.
Bears. I have that
Get a
video.
life.
I'll play it in a second.
I don't mean to dox Jared Genesis, but I found his house and he's behind bears.
Behind bears.
Put him behind bears.
Let's see.
You dukes his fucking house. This is Jared's house. It's Doc's. You can see him there behind bears.
They're humping like right in front of the house. That's kind of cute.
Isn't that cute?
It is kind of cute.
Doxed behind bears.
I would not want to live in a neighborhood where a bear could just be in your front yard.
That's maybe Northern California. I don't know.
I mean, like, there's neighborhoods in Washington you could find a bear in your yard too.
Like, would you rather find a bear in your yard just being a bear, or would you rather find two bears in your yard fucking? Like what?
Oh, them fucking, they'd be distracted. The worst situation is when you run into a mother with her cubs.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Like, you're almost assured to get attacked if you're that close.
The only situation worse than running into a mother with her cubs is if one of her cubs is wearing a Sonichu medallion.
Because then she'll be humping one of her cubs.
No, Mama Bear, no.
Yeah, like just like a half mile east of here, there's like there have been bear and mountain lion sightings, like not too far from here. Like the closer you get to the lake, like Lake Issaquah, man, like or Lake Sammamish. That's what I meant to call it. Lake Sammamish. Yeah. The closer you get to Lake Sammamish, there's a lot of big scary animals that hang out down in there. I wouldn't fuck around. Oh, let's see.
Well, this is phenomenal. Okay, I come over to a 23 audience people. There's 23 audience peoples here.
There's 23 audience peoples.
So, this is the reason why I did it, okay? Shanny is all about teaching lessons to make you a better person.
So this is him after the thing that we just watched, How to Be Strong.
That's the main reason, okay? Yeah, that's hilarious. But anyway, I did it.
He really fucked up his hair.
Because the treat streams that the treat stream live streams I was doing were not for me, number one. They were for my wife.
No, she doesn't need it. She does not need it. She's okay. She don't need your treat streams, okay?
But it's teaching you a lesson.
I like how they sent him a treat stream.
And he just gave it to her.
And they were like, look, this is for you, Rev, not her.
Give me that fucking treat stream, bitch.
And then Shanny was like, we're not going to live that life. Him and I are going to split it down the middle.
And they didn't. She ate most of it. She ate most of it.
Okay. Yeah, you're laughing your ass off, JPM, okay? That's who gave it. Okay? They told me to not give anything to my wife specifically. That doesn't jive with me. Shanny, again, has taught you to be a better person by teaching you an ideal in life, which is to share. You're all unrepentant.
Like the time that they gave me the Wendy's, Shanny taught me how to share. By eating all my Wendy's.
Someone said here in the UK we did the smart thing and killed every large predator hundreds of years ago. Now, I do want to say that's not smart, but also easy in the UK because your island in the UK and Northern Ireland isn't really that big, so it would be a lot easier to do that. Here, that would be much more difficult.
Yeah.
There's so much more land to cover.
And also,
plus it's gross to kill off to like make species go extinct.
You killed every big predator there, and now you guys all have incestuous royalty because there's no bears there to stop them from fucking their cousins.
Yeah, I mean, throughout Europe, like they were all. There was a time where like the monarchs of most of the countries in Europe that were still monarchies were all first cousins. Like Queen Victoria's husband Albert was from Germany, but they were first cousins. And they had a whole bunch of kids, you know.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Reprobates. I actually said reprobate.
Yeah.
You are reprobates. That.
Oh yeah, the Habsburgs. Yeah, the Habsburgs were an aristocratic family from Austria, and a lot of their kids, a lot of their like younger adults got married off into like the royalty at various places, so like shit would get related because after like generations of shit, and they had this weird jaw. Marie Antoinette was a Habsburg.
Huh. They became the Kentucky Blue Habsburgs.
They had this crazy like weird looking jaw. There's like paintings of them where their faces look all like fucked up from inbreeding.
Hot.
The last king of Mexico was a Habsburg. I think his name was Maximilian. Before Mexico became a democracy, they had a king, a European king, that was like the king of Mexico, and then there was a revolution that killed his ass, and he's buried in Austria now. There's a giant Habsburg cemetery from all these people that, like, I don't know how that family got like all of their genetics into the royal family, but they did
need
it.
to repent to the Lord because you show it with your behavior.
They probably
every day.
invented butt stuff like eating ass. And
Maybe.
they're like, look, if you want to become a princess, you got to go eat Prince Albert's ass.
Have you ever seen that Johnny Depp movie, The Libertine?
No.
He plays this character that was based on a real person, like a historical figure, and he was some kind of like well-known like aristocratic guy that was very influential, but he was also a big perv, and he would like join these like random orgies in parks at night and stuff. This was back like long like powdered wig type time, you know. Yeah. And he got all these crazy STDs, and his nose fell off part of it, so he had to wear this crazy mask to like hide that his nose fell off. It's a crazy movie.
Huh.
You've never heard of it?
No.
Yeah, The Libertine came out in 2004. It's got Johnny Depp, John Malkovich. Those are like the top two actors.
Huh. His fucking nose fell off.
It fell off.
Reminds me of Michael Jackson.
There it is.
Hee.
And
Rosamund Pike.
Yeah.
The film was shot on location in the Isle of Man.
The Isle of Man, yeah, that's like one of the Celtic nations, like the ancient Celtic nations. I'm trying to see what was the guy's name. Hold on. It was Johnny Depp. Yeah, John Wilmot, the second Earl of Rochester.
The Earl of Rochester.
Yeah, so he was like a nobleman. He might have even been in the House of Lords. I don't know. Because like the British Parliament, there's the House of Commons, which are like all the elected people, and then there's the House of Lords, which is all these kind of people.
I wonder if that's where they got the name for feeling up a girl not wearing a bra. When you Rochester. That was terrible. It was really bad. It was specifically horrible.
They severely limited a lot of the seats in the House of Lords. So like there used to be the Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah, that's the only Earl I know.
Yeah, the wife of the current Earl of Sandwich is a YouTuber that makes like, because she's American, but she married the current Earl of Sandwich, who's like the direct descendant of the guy who created the sandwich.
He appropriated the sandwich.
Hawaii was named after him too. Hawaii used to be known as the Sandwich Islands at one point. But yeah, she has a YouTube channel. It's called the American Viscountess, because that's her. Actually, he might not be the current Earl of Sandwich. I think he's next in line to be the Earl of Sandwich or whatever. It's
I'm
so
the
weird how that shit
Viscountess.
works. Yeah, it's a weird thing.
I'm gonna
she
show
gets a
you-
ton of views though.
I'm going to show you how to make a sandwich.
Yeah.
The Earl of Sandwich way.
Yeah. You know, one of the members of Spinal Tap is like technically royalty too. You know Spinal Tap, the band?
Are they a real band?
No, they're like a kayfabe band.
Oh, okay.
I think they actually play the instruments, but they're
Is it
all,
Michael McKean?
Like the one guy played was Lenny and Squiggy on Laverne and Shirley.
Was he the royalty one?
No, it's Christopher Guest. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
He's actually he's not royalty. He's a noble too. He's the 5th Baron Hayden Guest.
5th Baron Hayden Guest.
Yeah, which is crazy because he's American born.
No, I've been.
And he's married to
intermingling.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the guy in oh god, what's it called? Oh man, that movie with the Billy Crystal movie, The Princess Bride, right? He was the guy with 6 fingers.
I don't remember it that well. I should rewatch it. It's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I said it wrong. I said he was royalty, and I took it back and said he was a nobleman, because that's what he is.
Fucking nobleman.
And he was actually a member of the House of Lords, a guy from Spinal Tap, who was like an SNL cast member at one point, was a member of the British Parliament, but then they abolished his seat. So.
Member of the House of Lords, Lord Temporal.
Filmography. Let's see. National Lampoon's Lemmings.
I know he was in Waiting for Guffman.
This is Spinal Tap. The Princess Bride. Yep, he's a six-fingered man. Yep, Count Tyrone Rogan.
Rugen, the six-figured man.
Yep.
Rugen or Rugen. I don't know how we'd pronounce it. A Few Good Men, Waiting for Guffman.
Looks like he kind of retired, basically.
Best in Show, A Mighty Wind. Those were all Mascots in 2016. One of those television roles are, did he retire to television or did he retire altogether?
Probably altogether, but let's see. Yeah, he was on Laverne and Shirley, too.
Under my umbrella.
St. Elsewhere. 2 episodes.
So he's in the
St. Elsewhere universe.
World? Was St. Elsewhere Cheers or was it somebody else?
No, St. Elsewhere predates Cheers, I believe. Saturday Night Live, he was a cast member for 1 season, 19 episodes. I used to watch this shit when I was a kid. Shelley Duvall's Tales and Legends.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
She would like, yeah.
Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, I wonder if he played Johnny Appleseed or what. Or it looks like he might have directed it. The Simpsons.
Yeah, everybody was on the
Animaniacs.
Simpsons.
Mad TV.
As Nigel Tufnell.
Yeah, it looks like he retired in film because his last movie role was a Netflix series in
Poor
2016.
guy, he's down on his luck.
I don't think he is. I think he's doing pretty well.
Oh.
Here's his coat of arms.
Non nobis natisumus solum.
So that means Jamie Lee Curtis has a title too, which is really weird.
I saw a trailer for her and the Halloween, the final Halloween movie, they're calling it.
Oh my God. I don't believe that for a minute.
It shows her fighting with Michael Myers in the trailer.
Maybe the final Halloween movie she's going to be in, but I don't buy that they're going to stop making those because they work. Like every time they put out one, it does well.
Did you ever see Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I don't know what that is.
It stars a lot of it stars the kid from Indiana Jones.
The little Chinese kid?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then it's got Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
I thought you meant Shia LaBeouf at first.
No. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis in it. It's got a bunch of other people you might notice if you watch it, but it's a very good film. And Jamie Lee Curtis has fight scenes in it, so I think they're like, let's bring her back and have her fight Michael Myers.
Someone said Jamie Lee Curtis was hot as fuck back in the day. That is true, and she's not bad looking now, considering her age.
Yeah, Chris Chan would hit it.
I don't think she's 80 like Barbie Chan is, but
Jamie Lee Curtis always had supreme knockers. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Do you remember she was like her first big role was in the first Halloween, and she's like, I don't know, maybe like 16 in that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But her dad, it was Tony Curtis, who was a huge actor in his day, like pretty huge. Maybe even an Oscar winner, right? Did he win? He was Spartacus, right? Believe he was Spartacus.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if he won an Oscar for that, though, but that was like an iconic role. He's been dead for a while now, 12 years.
Anna de Armas starred with Jamie Lee Curtis.
He won. He was only nominated. He was nominated once for an Oscar and did not win for Best Actor for the Defiant Ones.
Anna de Armas starred with Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie Knives Out, and I heard when Jamie Lee Curtis saw Ana de Armas on set that she didn't realize she was like a successful actress, and like she was treating her like she was like a first timer.
Where'd you hear this?
It was in an interview with Ana de Armas about
Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis, and now they have a good relationship though. And supposedly Ana de Armas is playing Marilyn Monroe, and she wanted to show her role to Jamie Lee Curtis because Jamie Lee Curtis has the history with Marilyn Monroe and her family.
What was Tony Curtis banging Marilyn Monroe back in the
Yeah,
day?
I think he piped her or something. I don't know. Was he married to her? Was that the gimmick?
Was he? He might have been.
He starred with her in Some Like It Hot. I know.
Oh yeah. I remember that movie for sure.
Yeah.
It's because who was the other guy in Some Like It Hot? It was Jack Lemmon from like Grumpier Old Men
Yeah.
and shit. And they're in drag. It's pretty. It is good for its time.
You ever see the romantic comedy starring Tim Robbins and Walter Matthau called IQ?
No.
It's fucking amazing. It's a romantic comedy, and the only catch is that it's Meg Ryan's in it too.
Oh no! Walter Matthau is like Albert Einstein,
Yeah.
right? Yes, I have seen that.
It's so ridiculous. They're like, we're gonna make a love story, but it's gonna be surrounded around Albert Einstein.
That's so weird. Walter Matthau always reminded me of one of my grandfathers.
Yeah. He's got-
specifically one of them.
Yeah.
Because also like Bad News Bears, like he did Bad News Bears, and my grandfather was a football coach, so that even made it even more.
Yeah, my grandfather has a bit of a Walter Matthau vibe to him too.
Honestly, I will argue the Grumpy Old Men series is actually pretty good, and the reason why they kept those guys together is because they did the original Odd Couple movie together. So those two guys just work really well off of each other, like Jack Lemmon, the straight man.
Yeah, Grumpy Old Man's not bad.
It's good for what it is, and those two are like a legendary duo together. And I
then
watched
the sequel. They brought in Sofia Vergara. Or no, who was Sophia Loren? Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And Raquel Welch, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Out to Sea?
I think I did.
Did we watch it for like a movie review or something?
I don't think we did, but
we probably should because that would be hilarious.
Is that bad?
Yes. But it's them. Like they're working on a cruise ship, and Brent Spiner is like the antagonist in it. He's like this really like anal retentive British cruise director. It's really weird.
Fan-fucking-tastic. I'm sure Gail's watched Out to Sea. I'm sure she's watched every movie.
No, she won't watch a movie that has Brent Spiner's clone in it.
As the bad guy? Dennis the Menace to Society.
Yeah, he was Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson!
Bad News Bears was great. It's a great movie.
I don't know. They use racial slurs in it, and that bothers me.
I don't really care.
I can't support Bad News Bears or Christ.
Do they use racial slurs in it? I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure I saw a trailer for it. Oh my God, the trailer is really bad. I'm pretty sure it was the trailer. It was a clip, and the little kid is complaining about the girl being on the team and saying, that's worse than and then drops the bomb. And it's like, oh, well, this is a cute little kids movie from the
It is
70s.
a kids movie. Yeah.
Back when movies and TVs weren't afraid to just randomly hate on
I don't
people
remember
because
that,
of
and I've
race or
watched
creed.
that movie multiple times.
If I'm making this up, somebody please tell me.
It's because you're like a closet racist.
No, not me.
Yep.
No, I'm easily the least racist person.
This is literally
on the
what
screen.
Donald Trump says. He literally would be like,
He said-
I'm the least racist person.
He said he's the least racist person on the screen.
I'm saying your speech patterns. I'm
I'm just saying I'm
closely
the least
reflected.
racist person on the screen. That includes all the Patreon chatters.
Okay, cool, buddy.
I'm
You disgusting
least racist than all of them and you and half of the audience watching at home. But the other half's more less racist than me. But half is more racist. I'm right down the middle.
We are going to go do our monthly movie review in a couple minutes here. Everyone should sign up.
Yeah, patron levels 5 and above get to watch tomorrow's private show, Actual Mania Summer Scam. But 10 and above gets to watch a movie with us tonight and tomorrow's show and all the back episodes. So sign up for $10. Come watch the film with us. Hang out with us. Eat popcorn. Wear a suit. Whatever you got to do.
It's only like an hour long, so and it's called Totally Fucked Up is what the movie is called.
Ayo.
Totally Fucked Up.
I want to thank everybody who blindly follows me, whatever I say, and everybody else. Grow up. Grow up, everybody else. Many people tell
say,
me this.
Yeah. It's such bullshit. It's like such steamy, like ridiculous bullshit.
Many people. When is the event? Tomorrow. Summer Scam. Actual Mania presents Summer Scam is tomorrow night. Probably start around, 5-ish or so. But tonight we're gonna watch the movie immediately after this episode.
Yeah.
Falls. So become a patron level $10 or above to watch with us. Johnny Whoppers says Billy is a cultural appropriator. Johnny Whoppers, that's a bull-faced lie. That's a bull-faced lie. You seen the movie Darren Aronofsky's new film? Brendan Fraser plays a fat. It's called Whale.
Isn't he actually fat?
They have him like as a mega fat. They have him as like a big fat. And I'm saying, it's not right that he just gets to put on the suit and become a fat. Ain't right. That's the real appropriation. Ayo. What's wrong with a popcorn suit? I don't know. I didn't say anything was wrong with it. You want to fight?
Yes.
You guys want to fight?
They do.
Extra thick. Give me your big gelatinous fats. Extra thick.
All right.
Play Janice and the Kid. Janice is a mega chunder thunder bump. Lowbrow Jester came through with the $10 Patreon. Gonna watch a movie with us. Good times.
We're about to do it live.
Fuck yeah, we gonna do it live. Fuck yeah, we gonna do it live. You can come with us and we gonna do it live.
We're doing it live right now. See all of you there.
Come on, Patreon.
Links are up. See all you guys there. It's gonna be a good time. Goodbye.
Bye.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.